wanted to respond to this comment talking about microplastics in cosmetics as someone that's talked about microplastic ingredients in cosmetics before. Also, apologies if you can hear my dishwasher in the back. There are some ingredients that I can say definitively they are microplastics. So like nylon, for example, polyethylene terephthalate, polyester, just a couple particles that I've seen listed in cosmetics that are microplastics. However, there are a lot of particles that can be polymerized into plastic that aren't necessarily plastic in makeup. Now, plastic is talking about the material definition of the material. So like this, for example, a plastic bottle, it's hard. It is not malleable. I can't like bend it and break it and stuff like that. It's set, it's cast. So this is an example of something that is plastic. Now, the problem with microplastics are you have these tiny microscopic fragments of really hard, immovable plastic. And a lot of small molecules that are made of the polymers that can do this aren't actually polymerized in this form. So acrylates and acrylates copolymer that are used in cosmetics, those are types of like plastic polymers that can be used in plastic, but they are liquid when they're used in cosmetics. So because they're a liquid, they're not a solid, so they wouldn't be considered a microplastic. My definition of microplastic has gotten more conservative as time has gone on, and I've learned more about each ingredient because ingredients on cosmetic labels don't really tell the full story. Another example is polyethylene. So I have mistakenly said polyethylene is probably a microplastic, and while it may be true that polyethylene can be derived from microplastics, it's unlikely that it is. Polyethylene is basically just a polymerized version of ethylene monomers, which is like 2 carbons and a double bond. So a lot of fats that are very highly refined can also be polyethylene. Like polyethylene isn't just PE plastic that's used in like this type of bottle, for example. Now, could they be using polyethylene microparticles and labeling it as polyethylene? Yes, but the likely case is that they're using polyethylene wax that's just really highly refined that looks like polyethylene molecularly, but it's not a hard particle, if that makes sense. So I try to talk about the ingredients that I find in products that are definitively microplastics, so like the nylon, the polyester, the polyethylene terephthalate, but those aren't very common in makeup that I found. So yeah, I hope this answers your question. There aren't that many cosmetics with definitive microplastic ingredients, but a lot of them contain polymers in a liquid form that can be used to polymerize plastic in like a solid form.